All right. Oh, we live. Peace to the family. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? Oh boy. Blue just got in the building. I'm about to let my brother Blue back on. It's Friday night. You know, I want to know how many of y'all was on the show yesterday. I didn't even I don't know. I tried to let me see something real quick, y'all. Because I tried to implement something where we could. Okay, I see a couple of y'all wrote in the comments. How many of y'all participated in the water experiment? Mm. Wow, that's interesting. I just read a comment. How many of y'all participated? Okay, somebody said I put my experience. I did not see. I didn't even look at all of them yet. I was looking at them earlier. This is going to be a good show. Matter of fact, before I let Blue on, let me just share the caller number. If anybody wants to call and share their experience, it's supposed to be like a Snapp. I see you in the building. Snapp, did you do the water joint last night, Snapp? Yeah, I want to see if Snap. I know Snap was in the chat last night. But yeah, I just shared the link. So Snap or whoever else was in the chat last night, or if you just got a question or comment about okay, dope. Yeah, hit up that link. Let me let my brother Blue Pill on the show. So y'all know I had to let Blue on the show. Blue has been telling us about water for quite some time. I remember way back in the day, Delbert Blair would tell us certain things about water and monatomic gold, all types of stuff. And I appreciate Blue Pill for carrying on the information, expanding it, doing what he got to do. Brother has told us so much about the metaphysics, and spirituality behind it. Well, welcome to the show again. Y'all know this brother. He's a regular Blue Pillar 44. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, Blue man. I
Me-
I I don't see so many TikTok videos, Blue, about water and about how people's like, yo, they did this water thing and then quantum jump the next day. So I'm like, I want to have a conversation with Blue about this whole water thing. There's a lot of things that can help us that's right there and we overlook it. Like
yeah,
breathing, for example, like breathing. So yeah, I want to have a good conversation. What's going on though, Blue? What's going on with you? How's everything?
brother, I'm doing amazing. I'm a whole 7 days into my 50-year journey, so it's very much invigorating.
Yeah.
And that's one of the course corrections with being 50 is simplicity, because you start learning about the conservation of time and energy. Because technically this is when the countdown begins.
Right.
So you just start looking to see, like you said, what could I have been possibly been overlooking? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? This speaks to the simplicity of life. And it's interesting, right? And I'll share with you some things
Mhm.
that
Please do. Please do.
us yelders go through, right? Us yelders go through the possibility of prostate issues when
Mm.
you get past a certain age. So men start noticing urination is more frequent. So you're kind of forced to really understand or overstand this concept of water, because it's now becoming a constant reminder in your everyday life. You know, you got to go somewhere, and you have to time those particular periods of travel with saying, I know I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I know I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? And these things, they start becoming indicative in your life. You being dehydrated is going to show on your skin. It's going to show, on different parts of your body palette. So water is something that people have to be very, very mindful of at different stages of life, but it becomes a lot more prominent, during this phase and stage when men are forced to ask the questions why their bodies are operating in the way that they are.
Indeed, indeed. What in terms of spirituality?
Yes.
Um, well, let me do this, Blue. Before we go into that, let's take a few because I see NuDiamonds is in the back right now.
Sure.
Once again, family, if you participated in the water experiment yesterday, Dave, I see you in the chat. Shout out to Dave. If you participated in the water experiment last night, click on the link, or if you just got a question about water, click on the link. So let me just tell anybody who may not know what we're talking about. So I did a show with Brother Yosef last night, and I told Brother Yosef that what years ago I heard about people. I think Delbert Blair talked about it. Writing down your intentions, or I'm not even on the screen. My fault, y'all. Writing down your intentions on a piece of paper, getting a glass of water, putting it on top of the piece of paper, and sleeping next to it at night. When you wake up in the morning, you drink the water. Since water holds memory and water absorbs things, the water is going to absorb the frequency of that intention. And people all over the internet have always said, "Yo, I got miraculous results." I remember watching YouTube videos years ago, like, "Yo, you got to do this, you got to do this." So I was like, I want to try it collectively with the family last night.
Right.
So that's what it was about. So let's get somebody said that's why they made us afraid of water. Maybe we talked about that before, and I'm sure Blue will bring that up a little later. You know, let's get to NuDiamonds and see what's going on. NuDiamonds, peace.
Peace, peace,
Hey,
peace, peace,
Right.
everyone. Super excited. Oh man,
So
shout out
what?
to Rich,
No,
shout out to you, Blue.
what
peace.
is going on? Did you do the water experiment last night, and what happened?
Yes. Oh
What?
my goodness. Super, super excited to participate. I mean,
Yeah,
it was amazing. First off, the show was super charged up last night.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
thank you just for hosting an amazing show. And yeah, I did. As soon as you said to pour, the water in the glass, I immediately did it. I put my affirmation in there. I put my abundance under my water, and I spoke life into my water as well. So I was like, abundance, bring that prosperity, bring, whatever good intentions this water, this abundance is going to bring in for me. And I, said it out loud. I placed it under, went to sleep, woke up, and I immediately drank it. Once I drank my water, it was, normal. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're gonna see what this do. But I wanna say maybe about an hour later, my vision started to get more clear. And I've never, mind you, I drink tea, I do herbal cleanses, I do fast, I do, you know what I mean? I do all type of different things, but immediately I seen a difference just with my clarity of vision. So my
Mm,
my vision was clear,
mhm.
and it seemed to me as if I was just gliding all day today. Like time was non-existent, because it almost felt like I was like quantum leaping, or like realm hopping, or like I don't know, but it as I was driving, it didn't feel like I was driving.
Mm.
Would be at one place and then another place like almost instantaneously. I was sitting in traffic for 2 hours, and it did not feel like I was sick. Friday, you know what I mean? 3 p.m. We in the mick of the traffic in San Francisco, right?
Right.
I felt like play my music, just vibing out. I'm like, yo, it's some. I feel super charged. I feel super
Yeah.
good. I'm like, yo, brother Rich is on to something with this water stuff. I don't know, but today I felt abundant. I felt radiant. I felt really good. So yeah, I could be a huge testimony. It worked. It worked for me. So super super thankful.
That is dope. That is dope. Now, so is this something you're gonna implement more often? What do you think?
What? I'm doing this every
Bro,
day.
yeah. Like this is something that I think I had an experience too. I'm gonna share in a little while, but I want to get some of y'all testimonies first. But yeah, I think this is something we need to do more often.
Yes.
Definitely. Now, NuDiamonds, let me ask you this: Do you think what do you think? Do you think we should? Because I heard you say you wrote abundance. Do you think we should be specific with our intention, or should we be a little more general? Because abundance, I guess, would be a little more general, so it could approach you in many different ways. Or maybe we mix it up sometime. What do you think?
I think that would be great. I
Mix it
think
up, huh?
one time we could do like a super focused intention, and then maybe like a saying, maybe like a color, a chakra. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mix it up, have a little fun with the experiment, and see what happens. So
Yeah.
I loved it.
What you think? What you think about her outcome from the experiment, Blue?
I think it's amazing, and I think it speaks to the fact that if we're on to something, that we need to drill down on it. Um, After all, this is the Atlantis community,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that this concept of us speaking about water being a quantum facilitator speaks to the fact that it operates outside of time and space. So if we can't physically be together, what do we all have in common? That we, one, have water in us, two, have access to bodies of water, and three, regardless of where we're at, we can participate in a quantum meditative experiment. And then if we can show and prove this to ourselves, why not double down on it? So wherever we are physically at any given moment, location wise, we always have a medium to tap into. We always know how we can tap in as a medium in regards to community. So I think that this is a way of qualifying, once again, paying homage to a part of ourselves that is non-corporeal. Remember, the water that we're composed of don't come from this solar system.
Right.
It's older than the solar system. It's older than the sun. It's older than the earth.
Mm.
So this is a part of us that's extraterrestrial. That's also having a human experience.
Indeed, indeed. NuDiamonds, thank you so much for the calling.
Peace.
Peace, peace. All right. Let's get to I see Heru in the back. Heru, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother? How y'all doing? Can you see me?
Yeah. You good, you good, you good.
Okay.
Yo, so tell me you participated last night?
I did.
All
I
right.
did.
What's going
I
on?
got it at midnight because I caught the show late, so I had to watch the rerun of it.
Okay, so tell me about it, man. Come on.
All right. So I wrote. So I'm in the fitness of working out, right?
Yeah.
So like a year ago, I think it was about a year ago, I did 315 a couple of times. That was like my max PR.
Okay.
So I couldn't do it none this year for whatever reason. Maybe it was a mental block or some shit like that. I don't know. So I wrote that I want to. I think I still got that paper. No, it's upstairs. But I wrote that I want to be able to bench press 315 5 times and do 225 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the gym today,
That's good.
I saw a couple ladies there, so I had to like show off a little bit. You know how you know how it go. You know how it go. So I'm like, okay, best. So I'm over talking to myself like, okay, I drank this water last night, about to get this shit going, stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, about to do a quick 50 push-ups. So I'm like, all right. So I started off with 145, did that like 20 times, put the 2 plates on there, and did it 10 times. It was struggling at first. I'm like, okay. I said, now this is where the challenge is coming in. So I'm like, bet. So I'm like, all right. So I'm looking around. I'm like, do I need a spot or something? I say, you know what? No, I got this. So I put the 3 plates on there. So my heart started beating fast, like really fast and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So I took a deep breath. I drank my water. And I was like, all right, cool. So I got it off twice. Okay, I need 2 more times. That 3rd time was a struggle, but that 4th one, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if I had like extra like strength or energies that was around me, but I pushed that thing up. It was like halfway. It's like I'm like this, right? I'm like,
yeah,
and I'm like, and it went right. I'm like, oh snap! So like, oh, I was like, cool.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me drink another some more of this water. So
yeah.
If y'all ever seen Space Jam, when Bugs Bunny gave Michael Jordan that secret sauce, he wrote secret sauce on the water.
Yeah.
Remember that? So that's how I looked at my water. I said, this is the secret stuff.
Wow.
So I did the bench pressing again, but I didn't get it 4 times. I got it twice because I kind of wore myself out.
Hey, salute to you though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was that was something that I wouldn't say I'm new to, because remember back in Blueprint for God Power, Billy talked about speaking into the water. And he was talking about those crystals that was in the glass.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can get on Amazon, where you can't find them nowhere no more.
Damn.
And I did that earlier today too. I put some water in that glass crystal, and I spoke into it, and I just said, I want, you know, to have a healthy body, because I have a colonoscopy test on Monday, and I want to make sure like everything is good with me, because I've been having like stomach problems and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that when I go into this thing Monday, I'm good, So, and I know Blue just talked something about prostate and stuff like that, and I think as a black man, we, no matter what age now, because it seems like a lot of us black men are having colon cancer, prostate problems, and passing away from it. Chadwick Boseman, Richard Roundtree, and a couple other people who's been dying from colon problems. So I think it's important, no matter how young you are or old you are, go get yourself checked out.
Right. Indeed. So Heru, this is something you're gonna continue it? You're gonna keep going with it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you brought it up, because I started it off like for a year straight, and then after a while you kind of like fall off a little bit, but I'll get back on it.
Indeed.
So, Heru, I also want you to look into this because Rich opened up and he spoke about the things that we might often overlook, and in your capacity of being in the gym, we often overlook water as a natural steroid. Just like we often overlook the fact that you've seen the young ladies in there, and that's a natural testosterone booster.
No, facts.
So you couple that and understand that water also as a medium operates as a natural steroid. I want you to challenge yourself when you go back to get them 315, 5 straight, then program program the water, write the rep, write the PR, and write the flex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, straight through, flush, no problem. And let's experiment. Let's challenge ourselves to see how we can interact and interface with what I consider to be our outer mirror.
Right.
Because the gym also is an amazing place that you learn the science of mirror neurons.
Yep.
When I see my spot do it, then I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. And I just feel like nowadays, because I don't know if Rich told you, but I have a podcast about men's mental health.
Okay.
And the gym is like one of the best places to let off a lot of anger or whatever you got going on, because it's a place where you can kind of like focus on something else other than what's going on in your life in a negative manner. And I think that even you don't really have to work out. Like, you can just go shoot basketball if you're into sports, or if you just want to walk on the treadmill or whatever the case may be, but just to get your mind focused off of the problems and try to find a solution to your problem within yourself and within an environment that will help you better yourself.
I very much agree. I would love to be on your podcast to add some encouragement and some of my insight. I watch people that come to the gym at 5, 6, 7 a.m. morning hours, and they just be on their phone.
Damn.
And sometimes we used to say something about it, but now I understand that just the environment within itself for them might be healing. Just the environment themselves, the environment alone might be encouragement. Just the environment itself might be escapism from whatever they have, whatever the reality they got to go back home to.
No, indeed. Yo, hey, Roos, are you going to the gym tomorrow?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
You going to attempt it tomorrow?
No, I don't do the same workout 2 days in a row. Yeah.
Okay. Well, whenever you do, brother, I want you to leave a comment under one of these videos, man, because I want to know if what happened with the water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. You already know. I sure will do that, and then I'm gonna come back to you like, See?
Yeah, fact, man. Yeah. Hey, Ru, tell the people about your podcast before we move on, my brother.
So my podcast is called Miracle Mindset for Men. You can just find me on YouTube channel Heru Dre. All my videos will pop up. Rich is on there. Black Dot is on there. I got NuDiamonds on there. King Simon's on there. So it's a lot of people that I have on there.
B-Dell too, right? B-Dell was on there?
No, I've been
Okay.
reaching out to him. We haven't got a chance to link, but everything is divine timing, so it happened when it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to help people help themselves, especially the black men in our community, because it just seemed like I'm not saying that there's not any like healers or leaders out there, but we need more.
Right.
And I think we don't have enough. So I just try to get people on there who can give like great insight, who I believe to be prolific people in the community. And just help the collective the best way we can. So, and Blue said he'd be on there, so I'm gonna reach out to Blue because I need another person on my podcast before this month is over.
Indeed.
And I got the perfect title. It's called Developing Role Models. I need Blue on there. So, Blue, if you do me the honors, I really appreciate it.
Already done.
He's there. Yeah, he's definitely there. Hey, Ru, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Yes, sir. You.
All right.
All right.
Put a comment up, and before I forget, I just want to hit on this so we can. So the comment was speaking about somebody said a elder herbalist told them to speak to their water 13 times.
Wow.
Right. And 13 would be the number of protection. Right. And what I find interesting about that is that when we look at the auspicious number 13 in its relationships to water, in Hebrew, the 13th letter in Hebrew is the word mean, and that's the word for water. So 13 is intricately linked to water, to this whole essence and aspect of what water is and what it represents, and this very mystical import of what 13 is. So I don't know if
Hey, Blue, remember also M is the 13th letter in the English alphabet. So M is powerful. That's a powerful letter. It's the only letter that when you say it, you end it by with your mouth closed. Like if I say A, B, C, but when I get to M, I say M, I gotta keep my mouth closed. There's something to that.
Now we're hitting on something.
There's something to that, Blue.
So now we're hitting on something. So now we're coming to the etymology of the word God, right? And the etymology of the word God now speaks to invocation, libation, and the burning of incense, right? But when they speak of invocation, they're also speaking about inner dialogue. So why is inner dialogue so important? Inner dialogue is so important because you're programming your cells, but through what medium? Through water. Why? Because water is acting as, that like an inner subwoofer. So when you come to the quote unquote letter M and you don't have to open your mouth, now you're humming, right? Because that's creating like an internal humming. And then they're saying that humming just for 15 seconds reduces oxidative stress in the body. So oxidative stress, the release or the reduction of oxidative stress, these are the things that's allowing you to heal, to be happy, to regenerate your cells. You know what I'm saying? So just that I'm creating a medium on some cymatics, right? Where my water is no longer still water. Now it's taking shape and it's taking form. So whatever I am in tuning, like let's say that in my mind, I have a particular idea or concept, and then I'm utilizing my vocal capacity, right? To create this atmosphere that's going to be an internal atmosphere when my body is that resonance is all through my vessel. I'm you know what I'm saying? Like I'm an amplifying tool. You know what I'm saying? I'm resonance within itself. So these are, as you said, the simple things that we might be overlooking. Where a person is like, I don't have enough time to do this, and I don't got enough time to. Well, you sitting still, you can take 5 minutes and really tune in. You know what I'm saying?
No
You can really
facts.
tune up your inner dialogue. And yeah, man, one day we got to do a whole show on inner dialogue. You know, our ability to program and encode ourselves, the positives and the negatives that come with that. You know what I'm saying? But the strength and the importance of humming cannot be overlooked. You know what I mean? And I think that it speaks directly to us creating cymatics. And if I don't even want to be super duper long with it, but if you think about the concept of a mantra in a yantra, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
mantra is the physical, the audio eminence and utterance of a particular frequency or tone, and then the yantra is the geometric shape of it. So that inner dialogue, that mantra as a inner humming tone is creating that particular inner yantra, which is a sacred geometric pattern that is now formed in the water, and that is going to be inducing as uh Emoto was showing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have there's a difference in what you're going to be able to create in terms of that sacred geometry as opposed to something that's not really attractive. You know, it doesn't have the symmetry and its geometry. Is going to bring about things that you don't necessarily want to attract.
Right. I want to put up this. I really like this comment right here. When we was talking about the M and the humming, and you
Yeah,
must in a subwoofer.
it's up with-
If because the visualization helps us to understand the importance of what we're talking about. So I want y'all to check this out. This is what essentially happens when we hum. And me and Dr. B was talking about that a lot in about I think about 2 episodes ago when I said some Jewish dude, what the dude that wrote the book on forgot his name, Golden something Goldman, and he was talking about. There's a video on YouTube called "The Power of Humming." Just type in "The Power of Humming," and y'all get some fantastic videos. But check this out. Let me share this with y'all real quick. So, if like this dude said, if no, this is a sister, Honeybee Monkey. Shout out Honeybee Monkey. She said, "Honey subwoofer, inner subwoofer."
yeah.
So imagine when you're humming, this is what you're doing to your water inside of you. Imagine this. Hold up.
Hmm.
So imagine your water still, right? You humming and shit is popping like this. This shit is science.
Yes,
Come on, family. We humming and we shaking shit up like this.
yes,
This is what we doing. But we don't we so far removed from the science that we never in a million years even think about shit like this. But if Honey, what's the sister's name? Honey, B Monkey
honey.
says in a subwoofer, this is what she's talking about. Look at this shit, y'all.
Yeah.
This is
So
gonna make all of us for an hour.
for
An
hours,
hour.
right?
Hours.
And when we did the 7 day Kundalini workshop, I think it was in 2020, right? Every different chakra has a different mantra, and
Right.
that mantra is going to emit a different yantra based on the geometry that's going to form in your inner waters based on cymatics.
Mhm.
So that's how you induce states of healing, because I feel that our body can symbolically, right, on some subconscious to understand symbolism.
Mhm.
So if we're creating this particular inner dialogue, and let's say my body speaks in glyph, my body speaks in symbol, my body speaks in tonality, but not necessarily English. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Then these are how we heal. This is how we naturally induce these healing states that had to have always been with us. Again, we have to think about simplicity. like, damn, what was the easiest thing that we was able to get to when we didn't have the quote unquote advanced technology, right? We had our ability to use our own body as instruments. We had our ability to study, the healing properties of sound, but we really had an appreciation and understanding of water because it's a medium that we needed to survive. They built civilizations around access to water. Feel me? And there was no farming or anything done without people inducing water coming out the sky in order for their food to grow. So we coveted water in a way in which it's very surprising that there's only about 2% of natural water available these days. Water is scarce as a commodity.
Right, right. Blue, I've been talking a lot about a lot of the things that we do in our culture that's advanced, but we have such a inferiority complex. We don't know it's advanced. But they know it's advanced. What's something we talk about, like rap and hip hop and even the Ebonics. I've been talking about the Ebonics because they got mad videos on YouTube. They be having conferences and all of that about how Black Americans speak English and that how advanced it is and how it's tonal and this and that. I'm watching the video. I'm like, what the fuck? I shared it to the family the other day. I don't have it on me now, but my point in saying that is something else that we do that's extremely advanced that we really need to tap into is beatboxing, Blue. Beatboxing. Our ability to beatbox to use, bro, motherfuckers be making 3 different sounds at one time, bro. It come from different areas. It's like it sounds 3D. Bro, yo, so one last thing, Blue. So I was reading this book, Healing Sounds. Shout out to A.A. Rashid. He sent me this book 2 years ago, and I'm just now reading it this year. But they talk about how the monks in Tibet, sometimes it would take them 10 years to learn how to make a sound that comes out their mouth where it sounds like they're playing a chord. It sounds like 3 sounds at one time. So I'm like, oh, niggas do that all the time with beatboxing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas do all that and more. You talk about healing sounds, but yeah, that's a whole nother shit.
Yeah, I mean, but think about that, right? Think about the induction that a monk has to go through to perfection, right? To induce a particular sound. Yeah. And Raheem up the block on his first or second try, mirror neurons being in the lunchroom chasing cool, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the most mesmerizing things growing up, in the 1970s Bronx, and me just witnessing these different dynamics of hip hop, it had to be beatbox. I was blown away. The Fat Boys, you know what I'm saying? But when I heard Ducky Fresh, Lottie Dottie was just, it was for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Right? Because we're children. We're experimenting with tones and everything, and we're willing to try whatever. But that level of sophistication of how he literally is a human orchestra, a human beatbox. And we had a conversation like a month ago with Dougie about some other stuff dealing with music, and he told us, he said that he is the second most sampled. He has the second most sampled song in hip hop. And I said, what? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, Lottie Dottie. I said, Lottie Dottie don't have no instruments. So.
Wow. I thought you was going to say the show. Wow.
It's Lottie Dottie, bro. So I'm like, he created a tonal masterpiece with his him being a human beatboxer, and it is the most sampled. I'm like, bro, dude, and he owns his masters. This is unprecedented level of creativity. That again, a people who are naturally a tonal people coming back into themselves, you know what I'm saying, and remembrance to themselves and utilizing something that we may overlook. You know what I mean? Our ability, and shout out, there's a young lady, she inboxed me and she had a theory and she was like, or she, she had a remembrance. And she was like, I went back into the beginning of time and it didn't start out saying at first there was the word. She was saying that it was at first there was sound, and that sound being vibration. Something as causal as like you said, like a tone, a humming, a ohm. And what that creates in terms of shape and form, what that is able to emit in terms of how it brings order into actual order or order into shape. You know what I'm saying? And then we formulated words later on, but it was tones first.
Indeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
it said, oh, Dougie Fresh he's a 917.
Oh, he is? Oh, shit. It's born on my birthday. Shout out to Dougie Fresh then. Shout out to the 917s in the building. Yo, L, we about to get to the next caller. I think I seen this brother here say he beatbox. If you want to call in, you more than welcome to call in. You say you nice with it. I want to hear something. If you want to call in tonight, call in, my brother, and I'll put you on and we'll let you do your thing. We appreciate the creativity that comes out of our melanated brothers and sisters out here. All right. I want to get my brother Dave on the line. Dave is a regular here. Shout out to Dave. What's going on, my brother?
What up? What up? Hope y'all doing all right.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's
Dave, I want to hear your story, man. I want to.
Hey, yo. So I didn't stay on long enough last night to even do the exercise, but I'm gonna do it tonight, though. I'm definitely gonna do it tonight.
All right, so let me tell you, since Dave here, because Dave be on some advanced shit. So I'm gonna say this while Blue and Dave is on here. So check it out. So I did it. So I was like, hey, Rule, where I was a little more specific with my intentions, and I wrote something pertaining to like, hey, Rule talked about the weights. That's important to him. Mastering the piano is important to me. Like I play the piano, and right now I'm like at intermediate level, but I want to get to that best in the world level. So I wrote my intentions about playing the piano and polyrhythms and things like that. And this is what I noticed. So when I woke up, as soon as I woke up, this is weird. As soon as I woke up, the piano vibration was on my mind even before I drank the water. So I thought to myself, is this placebo shit going on, or is this the water? I drank the water, and early in the day, the first thing I do in the morning, I get dressed. I got to take my son to school. As soon as I got back from taking him to school, I had to get on the piano to practice, and it was almost like I was being remote controlled. So I told Blue earlier, like, if sometimes you're in the ocean and when there's a strong wave, it'll carry your ass. So you gotta be careful if the waves is coming, because that should have pushed your ass down here, this way, that way. So it almost felt like there was even one time when I was upstairs and I'm laying down and I'm like, damn, my family's about to come back in. And I'm like, and I jumped up and I was like, I got to practice before they come back in. And it was like, I didn't consciously do that. It was like I was being remote controlled. So I don't know what, maybe in the things I thought about, I even smoked a little weed to try to understand it earlier. And I don't really smoke weed like that. And the analogy I came up with is like, say you on a boat and you in the water and you know, what's that called? What is that called? The steering wheel. Thing. And the steering forces the water to go this way. It almost is like my intention in the morning was a steering, and I was just steered that way. It was like I didn't want to go a certain way, but I was steered that way. So it was like and this water this music thing lasted till about, I would say about 6 o'clock, and then like I felt like I calmed down from the whole piano thing, and I forgot about it for a little while, and then it came back in my mind. But like from the morning to like 6, like I'm just on it, and it's like I felt like, you know, like I was being, but it felt good. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I noticed, yo. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man.
That's what's up. That's funny you share it, and that's how it went for you. Because my question was, when y'all did that, and I just was hearing the different stories. So is water or this exercise, is water actually like an amplifier to your intention, but it's always a yes? You know what I mean? So instead of you saying, I hope that, like you said, I hope I master the piano or whatever, whatever. But when you did that exercise, it's never going to be
No.
in question.
Right.
Not even, no, it's not even going to never be in question. If you got the intention to say whatever that is for you, blank, and you add the water piece to it, does it just, what I'm saying, attach to your vibration and immediately go to your higher self and say, okay, this is what he intended. We are the molecules that are going to add to this equation. Yes. And it's going to make room, and however it unfolds for you, it just unfolds. That was actually my question. That's very interesting.
Love it, love it. What you think about that? That is excellent. This is why we gotta talk to each other. You see how we learn from bouncing off each other? What's your thoughts on that, Blue?
I think absolutely. If we look at the nature of water, water's always going to flow, and water's always going to seek itself. So if you put something, and again, if we think about water as a transmitting utility, whatever we put on that track is going to take it to where it needs to go. Water's not stagnant, or water's not going to retreat. Water's going to go forward. So whatever we put in that medium or associate with that medium, we're dealing with projection. So I think that definitely that speaks to the nature of what you're speaking of. And water, we have to understand, if water is a medium, then water is quantum. It expresses present, past, and future, right? Because it's the only medium that can seep and seek all of those things simultaneously. I was watching a video about someone speaking about programming water, and she said that she had followed the same method. She wrote something, put it on the water, or she put a picture on the water, and the water crystallized and showed her something that was going to happen before it happened.
Right.
And then that thing happened. Now we can ask and say, well, did the water consciously program her and prompt her to do the thing that it was saying that she was going to do, or did it see it within the field, in the medium of her field that it extracted, put it and present there, and she caught up to the actual meme, which is the memory. Like I said, the root word of water is mem in Hebrew, MEM, and that's the root word for memory and everything else that we're hitting on. So I think that that speaks directly to it,
Nah, definitely powerful. Yo, Dave, man, I appreciate you calling up, man. You gonna try it tonight?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely. I already got one I'm gonna put down. I'm gonna do it most definitely. And then I know y'all was talking about the beatbox, and that's funny because that's really just because even you say your words, that's your words, but also too making those different vibrations because especially when you come off the dome, it's almost like freestyling, but you got different, things you're doing with your mouth, your teeth, and all the different things that work in concert to make that whatever sound. And then you're actually creating new rhythms. So that's actually great. That's funny because when I was growing up, I was the guy that beatbox for the homies because I never rapped. I never really tried it, but I was the beatbox guy. So that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
hilarious, yo.
Wow. You could beatbox a little something now, Dave?
Come on.
Hey.
That's just,
Hey.
All right, my brother.
Hey, always good co-creating with y'all, man. Y'all some wonderful brothers, man. Appreciate all y'all do, y'all.
Appreciate Dave. I'm talk to you soon.
Yeah, take care now.
Leave that comment tomorrow. Leave that comment.
Oh, no, for sure. I got you. I'm leaving under this. I got you.
All right, brother. All right, peace. All right. Shout out to my brother Dave. Bust out with the beatboxing for y'all.
The beatboxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's we got two more people in the back, Blue.
Let's get it.
Let's get to Sin Skate.
Peace,
Sin Skate. What's happening? Are you there, my brother? Can you hear me?
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yes. What is going on?
get done.
Did you participate in the water experiment last night?
So I got in a little late last night. I wasn't able to participate, but I do. This the way I want to throw my 2 cents in, because I skateboard and I teach a lot of people how to skateboard with the little nonprofit that I got going on out of St. Louis. Sin Skate Club stands for something you need and something youth needs. You know, we give them the knowledge of self so they can learn how to be their true higher self, whatever. But it was funny that yesterday, it's raining here in St. Louis. Yesterday, one of my buddies got in town. He's a musical artist. He's been on the road for a couple years. He hasn't skateboarded in 6 years. He called me up, wanted to skateboard. We go skateboarding, and he's reacclimating himself. I go, "Hey man, when's the last time you skated?" He goes, 6 years ago. And I'm like, okay. And he's like getting used to, like, you know, the board and stuff like that, getting back acclimated. And I noticed he wasn't drinking any water. So I watch you guys so much, blue, red, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of nervous because my first time actually being on a show. So it's gonna be awesome to look back at. But yeah, so we were skating, and 30 minutes he wasn't drinking any water. So I watched a lot of Sharif Bey, and he talks about breath techniques and stuff like that. So what I told him was he was trying his trick, and he was kind of close, but you know what I'm saying? He just needed a little bit more like to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I told him start breathing in his nose, out his mouth. He started getting a little bit more closer. You know what I'm saying? I said start imagining. He was trying to do a kickflip, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he was doing ollies to like familiarize himself with the basics. So I said, I want you to do the ollie. I want you to feel how it is to roll away with the kickflip. I want you to imagine yourself rolling away with the kickflip. And so right when he was about to try it again, and he was having that thought in his head, I said, take a drink of water. And he took a drink of water, and within 2 tries, he was even amazed. After 6 years of not even touching the board, he was able to land the kickflip. I even recorded it, and he was amazed to see it himself. And just the breath techniques and the water, along with the simple little vision of imagination and a little motion with it, he was able to get back to it. And he realized, you know what I'm saying, you know, skateboarding is like, it's a lot of self-observation. You know what I'm saying? You're using parts of your body that you didn't know that you can use. And, you know, like I said, he's a music guy. He does, you know, music, and he's on the road all the time with the artists and stuff like that. So he's not very like active like he likes to be. But when he activates his activity or whatever, it's within skateboarding. So I use your guys' method of talking to the water, using the imagination, and simple breath techniques actually helped my teachings go further, and he learned how to get back to it a lot quicker. So
dope.
Super dope.
Yeah, that's dope, brother. I appreciate you calling and sharing that with us, man. And make sure when you get a chance, you do the experiment yourself. So, and I would love for you to leave a comment in the comment section and let us know what happened. But thanks for sharing that. Blue deals a lot. We Blue during this later on, he's gonna speak a little bit, and I'm gonna ask him about the breathing, because he always talks about the breathing and breath and water. You know, the air and water are the same. So we're touching that. Thanks for bringing that up, brother. I appreciate the call.
Thank you. Yes, much love to you guys.
All right. Let's get to the next one, Blue. We're gonna get to King Naja Daka.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, peace, brother Rich. It's pronounced Angelica.
Okay.
If you've seen the movie Black Panther, you remember Black Panther? You remember Killmonger?
Yes. Brother, did you do the water experiment last night?
Oh no. I didn't hear about that. What was the water experiment?
That's what we're talking about, brother. We're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of water,
say what you was gonna say, brother, real quick, because we got to move on. But real quick, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just saying that's from Killmonger. That's his name, Angelica, in the movie.
Okay.
But yeah, water. Yeah, water is consciousness, as you guys know. So it is definitely, we are made of mostly water. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely important, especially if, like, you know, have a Cancer sign, Scorpio, they are really tapped into water. So when you get into, if you take a bath, then you can connect to someone that's a Cancer or water sign because you're connecting with their element.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, brother, you're 9/17. That's your birthday, and that adds up to a 26. And I think your son is from Gen Z, right? Or no? Well,
I don't know what
Gen Alpha.
I have no. I can't keep up with that, man. I have no idea, brother. I don't know what they call it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm from Gen Z. That's why I said it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Do you know which group is Gen Z, Blue? Do you know what?
I think your son might more so be Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know, man. But where you from, brother, by the way? Where you from?
I'm from Newport News, Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Okay, yeah.
This is the first slave state.
Yes, but even if
I'm actually 30 minutes away from Jamestown, where the slaves first came.
Okay,
if
yeah.
Observe Killmonger and that whole medium, you know, when T'Challa was in the water and transition, and you know he crossed over to see the ancestors, all of that. You know, water played a very pivotal and key role as well.
Right.
You know, that connection.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate the call, my brother.
All right, thank you. Peace.
Right. Peace, my brother. All right. I see that we're gonna get to Snapp. Snapp, the young legend.
Yo, what's going on with y'all?
The young legend in the building. What's going on, brother?
How y'all doing, family?
Hey,
we doing yourself.
Good. We doing good.
Doing well.
So tell you,
you was
on the live. Yeah, you was on the live, man. I know what's popping.
You gave me that call to action, bro. I wasn't gonna do it because I was like, man, I've been so busy and stuff like that. But when you said my name, I was like, yeah, I gotta go ahead and do it. You feel me? So, last night, I set my intention. You know, I've been working on my business stuff, my products and all that stuff like that. So my intention was to, you know, be able to, you know, manifest sales and, you know, being able to benefit the people greatly through my creativity and my products and services. So I wrote it down. I went to sleep. As I was going to sleep, I poured, you know, before I went to sleep, I poured my water in there. I laid it, you know, right next to me in the bed. And I had, as I was going to sleep, I was, you know, just asking myself questions because I like to do that, you know, when I'm going to bed. I ask myself questions about things that I want to see in the upcoming day, or, you know what I'm saying, things that I want to see manifest. So I'm asking myself questions and I'm feeling myself like going through the phases. So I went through like that hypnagogic state, that and that you know, state akin to sleep or whatever you want to call it, like Neville Goddard say. So I felt myself getting lighter, and eventually I went into the dream realm. And while I'm in there, the only thing that I can really remember in my dream was I was with my homeboy, and he had came up to me with some diamonds, and he ended up handing me some diamonds. So when I grabbed the diamonds, some of them fell on the ground. I just remember picking up different sizes. Some of them was big, some of them was small, and all this and that. So boom, I end up waking up. First thing I do is I take a sip of water. You know, I take some breaths, and I drink, and then I do my meditation. I'm visualizing. You know, everything, you know, was pretty normal, but today I woke up with a drive. Like I was on it today, man. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I ended up being able to finish my ebooks, put them out, put them on my page, drop some new products, and just extra productivity. I ended up talking to one of my partners that, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting funded with, and the numbers sounding good right now. So it's like it really like, so it really was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But that dream, I was like, dang, I'm picking up diamonds, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely powerful.
Dope. You know, it's dope when you talked about when you started talking about your product, you had used the word, you was talking about increasing sales, and as soon as you said that, I clicked on the comment that says "nice outfit." So it's like some real synchronistic shit or whatever. But tell the people, you know, that was your intention. How can they support you with your merch that you have on, my brother?
Okay, yeah. So you can support me at snappclanmerch.com. I'm gonna put this up there right here. Y'all can say that. I'm gonna drop it in the chat as well. So this shirt that I got on right now is brand new. It's grind for mine. And grind, you know, I like to take words and transmute them into something light. So in my instant, grind ain't the regular hustle and bustle. Grind stands for greatness requires investment, not doubt. So, you know what I'm saying? My intention is every product that I make, the people is I want the people to wear their affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Everything I'm dropping is to empower the people to, you know, keep people head up high, and you know what I'm saying, and just be in that frequency of wealth and abundance. So, you know, go ahead and grab the stuff. You're gonna see a lot of benefits. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see a lot of benefits as far as it just elevates you. And people come up to me and they was telling me this before I even came up with the idea. They was like, just something. It's something about when I'm rocking this Snapp Clan merch. You know, I just attract good stuff. And I also got my ebooks on there about reprogramming the subconscious mind. So it show you everything that I did to manifest being one of the winners, to meet y'all down at you, Dr. B and Billy Carson down in Fort Lauderdale. And it just, you know, just tap in with me, you know what I'm saying? Follow me on all platforms, Snapp official, ESNAPP official. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, just dropping knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just giving service, doing everything I can to make sure we all eat.
Excellent. Blue, man, what you think? What's your thoughts, my brother?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, bro's all the way there with it. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking that manifestation language.
Yep.
I think that what everybody had in common, you know, that actually did it is they experienced acceleration. They experienced water as an amplifier.
Yeah.
And again, you know, I just want to just lend my 2 cents. If we see it as a transmitting utility, almost as a vehicle, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gassing the vehicle up, you got the engine running because it's brick outside. So you take, you know, you sleep and you get up and it's already programmed. The drivers are already waiting for you. You just got to throw your shit on and get outside. You don't got to warm the whip up. It's ready to go. And you sitting back. It's a Tesla. It's driving by itself now. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
That's the beauty of programmable water, as opposed to water that's not programmed. This now what? Susceptible to the noise as opposed to the signal.
There you go. Snapp, thank you once again, my brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, much gratitude to y'all brothers, man.
Peace, brother. All right. That's Snapp. That's a great brother out of Florida. He actually we had a contest with Blueprint for God Power, and he actually was one of the winners, and he got a chance to meet me, Billy, and Dr. B in person in Florida. So I flew up to Florida. I met him, and I believe it was 2 other sisters, I believe. But yeah, that brother he got prosperity in his aura. So I wish that brother right there the very best.
That's what's up. Yeah, man.
You know.
And that fit is crazy. So
yeah, bro. He matter of fact, he gave me some merch when I met him in Florida. So I think he gave me a hoodie, and I was rocking that. I remember I went to my son's school one morning, and one of the counselors was like, "Yo, where you get that from?"
Right.
So yeah, I think you're still listening, Snapp. Yeah, somebody at my son's school last year asked about your merch. So shout out to you, my brother. Much success to you and your merch. You heard me? All right. Wow, Blue, this is you when you gonna do it tonight, Blue? You gonna do it today?
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. I got some stuff that I need to program and experiment. Again, you know, I'm all the way there for the things that work. especially the simplicity factors, the stuff that we might be overlooking. Because I speak about, what's homie Napoleon Hill. He speaks about doing our nightly quantum meditations, and I borrowed something that I heard Minister Drew say on your program. He watches the money machines in slow motion before.
Oh shit! Wow.
So I'm gonna compound that with this process because I'm convinced. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm listening to, and I know the quote unquote people that are coming in with the same results. They're speaking to the same science, and is really water activating as an amplifier or a holder of your intention. Water has to obey your command. That's what I'm saying. We really have to study this thing about inner dialogue.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
even what we were speaking about last Thursday from now, I've come across so much more information speaking about top-down programming, our ability to, with our mind that's non-corporal, it still sets the tone and the pace for the body to follow its command. And that noise can be loud, regardless if it's not an audible tone. Our body still, our cells are listening, our water is listening, and it has to obey because our voice is the voice that our water will obey. That's the beauty of us being created in the form of our creator, is going to follow our command.
It's beautiful. Definitely well said, my brother. I've been talking a lot. I think I was talking to Sharif and somebody else about just Red Pill. Me and Red Pill had a conversation before the workshop, and I had read some. What did I read, y'all, about talking to yourself? Damn, I was reading something. Let me see if I can. Blue, kick it with them for 1 second. Let me pull this, Blue. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something controversial. You might not agree. I came across a post and it was speaking about the importance of going to sleep at a particular time. So I'll share my personal story, right? When I used to be up past a certain time, my mind would be susceptible to have the craziest conversations with myself about myself, right? Especially if I was under the influence of something, right? Then the conversation will be even louder, you know? And and I don't think that me going to sleep early is running from it. I just don't have that same level of you know what I'm saying, inner dialogue that's non-beneficial to my mental state, if you will. You know what I mean? I was up a little bit later and I was burning the midnight oil, and I burnt one. That inner dialogue sounded crazy. You know what I'm saying? It would be talking to me crazy about myself. Now I don't know if that's because I was teetering on dehydration at that point, you know, because I'm up past a certain time. And if you're smoking or drinking, then what you're doing is depleting yourself of water. Saying me cutting that in half by now sleeping, I have amazing dreams, you know, and then I get up. I'm getting up around the same time that I used to go to sleep at, which is like 4 or 5 in the morning. You know, and I don't have those occurrences anymore. I don't have crazy dialogue. I almost got to force myself to think things about myself that's critical, if you will. You know, just for the balance.
So let me read this, Blue. With that being said, let me read this. I found what I was looking for. Let me just read this real quick. All right. Biologists, this is about talking to yourself, family. You might have heard me say this on the show with Red Pill, but it's worth repeating tonight as a reminder. Repetition is the best teacher. Also, I know a lot of y'all probably didn't see the show, so whether you heard it or not, it's very worth hearing again, or for the first time. Biologist Andrea Salvi spent 2 decades studying people who never took sick leave, never caught colds, and barely aged by biological markers. He searched for genes, diets, and routines, but it all came down to one strange detail. They talked to themselves out loud, not in their heads, with their voice. He called it internal unloading effect, a mechanism that keeps the immune system in regeneration mode. When emotions aren't spoken, they get stuck in the body. That's not a metaphor. Levels of inflammatory cytokines in people who suppress feelings are 35% higher. Those who verbalize their emotions show the opposite. The body registers the voice as a signal that the threat is recognized and resolved. The immune system relaxes, shifted from defense to repair. Participants said they did it in the car, in the shower, and on walks. I talk to myself as if explaining what's happening to me. Now, this ain't just affirmations. When I said this to Red. We ain't talking about affirmations, y'all. We talking about full blown, you batshit crazy, talk to yourself type shit. I just wanna stress that. According to Salvi, speaking aloud activates Broca's areas and suppresses the amygdala, the brain's anxiety center. The mind perceives your own voice as an external authority taking control of the situation. In 2021, neuroscientists from Bologna confirmed it. Verbalizing interstates lowers cortisol levels by 23% in just 5 minutes. That's why people who talk to themselves rarely fall into chronic stress, the very thing that destroys immunity. They literally speak out the illness before it reaches the body. Who's one of the main people we know in society that we have a name for them that talk to themselves? And we'd be like, why them niggas ain't sick? They eating out a mother effing garbage can. Homeless people talk to themselves all day long. I wonder if there's a connection. I don't know, but I just thought I'd throw it out there.
I think so. It teeters on a very thin line of psychosis and personal programming, because they're always having full blown conversations. And I literally would say this about New York, and Red noticed it, and I noticed it. We called it, people Bluetoothing with no device, and I noticed it would be, we see more and more melanated men that did not look like they were homeless. They would look like they were going to work, business suits and everything. And I got to New York maybe like 7-something Sunday morning, last Sunday, and the weather was good. So I walked through the city. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think that I would. I had walked by this brother, and he was having a full-on conversation with himself, but I can tell that he ain't had no Bluetooth in his ear. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the theatrics with it. But I was just like, man, New York is even so special for that you like the people that's somewhat cool. Even the people here that's borderline still do it with such a style. It's still a form of art. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro was having a full blown conversation. It was back and forth. It was full blown, and I'm watching him like, wow, he's really getting into the whole histrionics of it and everything. And just to think, yes, that might potentially be healing for him. You know what I mean? As opposed to the people who feel that way and are holding it in and are going batshit crazy for real. And those are the people that will more than likely lash out. But I didn't feel no harm, nor have I ever been around people that are in full-blown dialogue. Even the people that they consider to be quote-unquote homeless, they might be on a train, they might even look cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, if they talking to themselves, ain't nothing to worry about. You should be more concerned with the people that's too afraid to say the things out loud that they think about.
No, indeed. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of learning tonight on a different level. I think tonight's show is beyond just be intellectual. I love these shows where we participate, and I love what Dave said. Heru, NuDiamonds, everybody, Snapp, everybody who came on, the brother who talked about the skateboarding. I apologize, I forget your name. Yes. But wow, so much learning tonight. I'm just so you know you're in love with learning. I'm excited when I get off the show to apply some of it. I'm gonna go talk to myself. I'm a plan about the water, like you got with like the excitement. We gotta have that excitement, that electricity, y'all. I'm excited about this shit right now, y'all.
I'm excited with it.
Wow. Let's get to. We got 2 more people in the back. We got Strick 24. He is in the dark. Strick, I don't know why you're in the dark like that, but what's going on, Strick?
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yes.
Good to hear you. Hey, yes. All right. There we go. Should we start this off with a minute?
Did you do the experiment?
I
The
can't
water?
hear you. I can only hear Blue Pill.
Did you do the water experiment?
Do the water experiment?
Yes, sir. I did, and I have a totally different experience.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Tell us
I
about
put it by my bed. I didn't hear that part. Last night was glitching, so I was behind. And I left it down in the kitchen on top of my Tree of Life crystal.
Okay.
So I put abundance on it. And so I went to sleep. Like I would get up, let the dogs out, went back to sleep, get up, drank my cup and went, all right, God, let's see what happens with the abundance today of happiness, health, and wealth. And here we go. Basically, a normal day to start. And then my wife finds a crack in the kitchen on our floor. I come walking out. Our concrete's cracked on our foundation. I'm like, that's fucking great. So I'm like, all right, there's kind of an abundance thing right there. And then I came later on in the day. I'm doing my hitting lessons on my cages. And I look down as I'm messing with the nets, trying to tie them up, and I got ants everywhere. Both shoes. I'm talking about covered. And normally by the time how long it's been sitting there, they're up your legs.
Right.
So I kick away real fast, kick off my shoes, pull off my socks. And I had like 2 on my arm I knocked off. And my shoes are covered. I had 2 bangs on my shoes. They're all off. I'm trying to get this done before kids show up to do baseball lessons. So I laugh about an abundance of ants. But I didn't get bit up or tore up like I should have. Had 100 bites all over my fucking legs. It should have been awful. You know? So that abundance. Then I get home from baseball and I'm in the dog room and I feel the ground squishing. Like, what the fuck is going on? Oh shit, I had the hose on earlier. I didn't turn it off.
Abundance of water.
I go outside, the hose is dripping from the faucet part with the rope, you know, the hose on it. Nothing's coming out the main hose, but where the main connection is, it's been dripping since 7-8 hours. So I turn that bitch off and I go in, I start looking through the part of the house of the dog room. Yeah, the water was just, you could feel it underneath the tiles of the house. So I laughed. And then that's when I got on the show and Brother Rich was like, well, you put it next to your bed and it feels you from there. Every night I have water next to my bed, but I never had a note or anything underneath of it.
Right.
But so that's why I was like, I had to call in and say that because I did this totally different. He said you consume where the water was at, right? So if it was in the center of the household, I consumed the household then. That's how I see all this shit, how it took place.
Whoa, Blue, what's your takeaway? Wow, that's something there.
Brother Rich. That sucks.
Yeah. So Rich says, what's my takeaway from that? And my takeaway is, again, when we are being intentional, we have to be very precise with those intentions, because water as a quantum field is just following commands. But
Dave said that. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to be super meticulous about the direction that we are actually directing it in, because it's going to follow the command. It did what you want. It just showed up in the medium that says that it needs more order and more structure.
Totally agree and understood by it all. I just laughed. So tonight I'm going to put that bitch next to my bed glass and then drink that shit when I get up. And then we're going to go with a whole new day. But the abundance ain't over yet, because I'm going to hit the fucking lottery tonight in 43 minutes. I missed it by 1 number the other night for 45,000 on Wednesday. Oh, I was so hyped, and it just missed. So I still believe. But I love you guys, man. I appreciate it. Everything you do. I got your cigar right here. I've been smoking, waiting to get on, man. Keeping that bitch and just blowing it all around, and the blessings of the smoke, getting in the ether and the quantum field. I'm sorry, I'm all jacked up now that I'm on the show. I can't believe it.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Shout out to him, man.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great night.
All right.
Well, thank you, brother.
Shout out to Strick, man. Strick, wow, what a day Strick had. What a day he had.
What a day. You know, hopefully he's able to still, you know what I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt and wanting to double back and perfect the experiment. Something that really stuck out to me when I was doing research for the program is they were speaking about the ancient antiquated symbolism, right, of water prior to like what they consider to be organized religion. They had alchemy. You know what I'm saying? So in the alchemical sense, the Gnostics spoke about the hex alpha, which they would call today like the 6-pointer star, if you will, right? So the hex alpha was speaking about the union of masculine and feminine, right? The upper would be water, that's feminine, and the lower is masculine, and that's fire. So alchemy is always speaking about the union of these particular forces. And when you strip down the union of forces, in so many words, they're just speaking about sexuality, if you will, right? The alchemical process of, uniting particular forces. So this water and fire always being together, you know what I'm saying? Masculine and feminine always being together. These processes and us as alchemists continuously going back to these processes and trying over and over and over again. If you have not experimented something 1,000 times at least, then you're not much of a experimenter, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, they would exhaust themselves and how much access they had to these experiments before they got it right. Because they're utilizing treatises from alchemists before them. And these people have tried stuff 100,000 times and didn't get it. And now you inherit this and you got to get it. You know what I'm saying? So as you said, people that have that energy and that excitement in them to wanting to know, right? How do we utilize the simplicity of life, these tools that are available to us? And ultimately, this stuff leads you to get to know yourself 1,000% better, because once you figure out how to program externalized water, then you're programming your internal water because you're composed mostly of that. So your ability to look outside of self to say, oh, this is how this works. It's the same thing that was being told to you about programming your subconscious, because the subconscious astrologically is Pisces, and Pisces is Neptune, and Neptune is the water, but not just the water, the deep waters. Right? Unexplored waters, the waters that they don't get to. The 90% of the ocean is unexplored. It coincides with the same aspect of they're saying your subconscious is composed of 90 somewhat percent, right? This the dark mercury waters of quote unquote, those Neptunian waters that they call Hades.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The watery grave.
Blue, what's your thoughts on baptism, religion, and the role water plays in religion?
Again, we're speaking directly. That's an amazing question because it connects to what I spoke of just now, and the fact that the actual ceremonial ritual of baptism comes from these esoteric practices. The Day of Epiphany is a specific Gnostic practice that baptism will come from, but baptism was, once again, it was the symbolic demonstration of this alchemical unification of the masculine and feminine, right? So you're being cleansed and born again when you're being dipped in water, purified, if you will, right? And the purification is sin. Sin is always connected to your inner fire, which is your sexuality. Okay. So this whole aspect of them utilizing the medium of water to quote unquote subside the medium of fire that exists within you, which is the sexual energy that one has to raise or bring up, right? To because again, we're speaking about a creation mythos, and the only way to create is to co-create. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to co-create in this sense is to copulate.
Right.
So yeah, it all goes back to those principles, you know what I'm saying, of what baptism entails. Baptism itself is older than any of these religions that they speak about that are coupled to baptism, because baptism comes from older ancient alchemical processes.
Indeed, indeed. We got one more call in the back. Let's get to Black Light. Black Light, can you hear me, my brother?
Peace, peace, God. Peace, peace. Can y'all
Black
hear me?
light, peace, black light.
You sound very low. Is there any way you can raise your volume, brother?
Absolutely. Let me see what I can do for you real quick.
All right.
Yes.
Damn, no, I could barely hear you, brother.
I don't even know why it's tilted like this. Why am I really tilted?
Yeah, and it's
Yo, Blue, we so rhythmic as a people. He's tilted, and my head keeps wanting to go like this
All right, Blue.
to make up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how we so in tune. Like we so rhythmic.
There
Like
you-
we'll do shit like that. You know
you
what I'm
had
saying?
it. You had it right just now.
Yo, I have to turn
There
it
you
up.
go.
Right there, right there.
Can you hear me though? Am I
Yep.
good?
And you sound better now as well. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Blue, what up, my
Peace,
bro?
God. How you?
Peace, God. All is well, man.
Peace,
Been
peace.
to you a long time. I met you 2022 on the mountain, man.
Dope.
Like the
Yes,
time
sir.
we were on the mountain, 9/11/2022, right?
Oh yeah, 9/11, the 9/11 one. Yeah.
We had a
Right.
brief interaction. We did the facts video.
We did the facts video.
Okay, I remember now. Right. I remember you now. Okay, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. Did you get a chance to do the experiment?
So listen, I did the experiment. Everything water seems to be gravitating. That's why I had to come on, because it was like I don't move unless I'm spiritually called to do so. You know, I'm barely ever on. You know, what I mean, I'm in the shadows all the time. So
You are.
hence why you ain't see me, Blue. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time we saw each other, like Sauce God. You know what I'm saying? School of Sauce. But I
Yes,
had
sir.
water, and I don't know if I wrote too much down. You know what I'm saying? Like I had mad affirmations down, and I don't know if that, you know what I'm saying? Like I wrote it like I was automatic writing, and that's also what I wanted to add on top of the beatboxing too, because that beatboxing brought me in too. I do music. We'll definitely do music soon in the future, Rich, for sure. But the water, when I put it on the paper as instructed, you know what I'm saying? I woke up, I drank it. First thing I did. But just like the moon, when it hits me, it's still new moon energy right now. Every time I get the full effect of something powerful, it hits me 3 days prior, 3 days after. And so I was writing recently all of the messages that I was getting. I do automatic writing. I got pages and pages, like books and pages of automatic writing, basically channel messages from spirit, all types of entities to come. I do a lot of like psychic medium work. So the entities that come are I do quantum things. So the goddess Eliza from the dark realm of the sixth galactic star system came to me. And this was on 3/3/24. And this is pertinent to what we're talking about because as an earth sign, I have a fire stellium. I don't have a real resonance and affinity for water. So I spent like 4 months in Miami, and it took me a while to get into the water. And when I did, it reminded me of back when I was a child in middle school, living in Florida and jumping in the water. But this time, I have a purpose in the water, and the messages that I'm getting, that I'm writing down, just the mission and the purposes. So within all the writings that I'm doing, I'm just taking down notes of specific messages. And I want to read this real quickly because this is pertinent to what we're talking about. The goddess of Eliza from the dark realm of the sixth galactic star system mentioned that my father is on the mission to exercise his powers to resurrect another shift amongst the mountains of the seas underneath your planet, to bring about the big flood, to restore sectors of the inner Earth's core. He is preparing to capture many entities who seek to destroy and to release more of the abundant seeds of truth and designers. Your father is the only high-level entity that can create filters for each dimension to create new vibrations in. He possesses the high skill of jumping through dimensions quickly as I possess the same gift, but have not mastered it yet. And what I'm writing is talking about water.
Mm-hmm.
Our dimensions are linked by the Earth's interconnection to the stars and beings of light. Your planet has heated up the core to extract when they are disrupting the ones who sleep to leave messages and to govern the 18 galaxy solar system in the evil plane of existence. This is why the waters have sought your attention. Without the water of this planet, we would not be here to speak to you. Bro, I can go on and on. I'm just like,
This dude,
this is the energy.
this dude is out there.
Yo, let me share some with you.
He's out there. I need to talk. Yeah, you out there, brother. Okay.
I saw an article last week, and it was speaking about. They said they found 2,000 mountainous regions under the water, under the ocean.
Wow.
So I've been having this visual in my head, you know, of mountainous regions and, you know, possible rupturings of them. So it's amazing that would be, you know, which you are extracting and pulling from your downloads, and it sound like a download. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that.
I got way more, Blue. We gonna chop it up because this goes well above and beyond. It's all just like the waters that I'm supposed to actually do a lot of work within. And I'm like, I never would have imagined, never would have fathomed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't have any relationship as much as then many would. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Yeah. You are up in Minnesota area?
Yeah, I'm here right now.
Yeah, you need to go to that Lake Minnetonka. That's what it's called?
Minnetonka?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yo, I think they changed the name because they you know, they got native indigenous land.
I'm hearing that in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? If you up in them ways, and these are the downloads and information that you're getting, and you yourself as a musician, as we see in this purple behind me, you gotta go tap into that Lake Minnetonka.
Bro, I might have to do it in a different state, honestly. It's mad cold over here now. I'm not the ice plunger, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing something different and some Nordic stuff over here. So
yeah. I wanna ask you real quick, my brother. You obviously have an expanded perception, which is awesome. What are your thoughts? And you doing this channeling with these entities? What have you gotten about 3-Eye Atlas as of yet? Because I'm asking everybody different perspectives. What have you gotten, my brother?
You know, so a lot of my communication and information that obviously isn't from humans, and I was waiting for the same information to be relayed, but this is coming from the Lemurians. The Lemurians are holding down that entire ship. That's them. Who
told you this? Who told you this?
The Lemurians. Like I can actually send you the information that I received because they're giving out all of the information in regards to their existence here.
Can you read it? Did you write something about it? You got something written down?
No. It's actually a video, bro.
Okay.
They're communicating through AI. So they have an onslaught of videos. I'm like, yo, how is this not going viral? And I only knew that it was, you know, them versus like the AI stuff because of just what I've always been writing for years. So the same information, the same type of communication, the language that they're using, they're literally communicating AI and they're dropping gems on top of gems, providing so much information. That 3-Eye Atlas that everybody thinks is a comet or some type of mothership, it's Lemurians. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Lyrians or Lemurians. I have to double check that up, but I think it's Lemurians. But it's them. They're coming through that portal of connection. They're here to hold us down, to protect us. They always have. Many of them are here. So if it's not Arcturians, Lemurians, Illyrians, Syrians, those from Orions, those are the connections that I have that I'm always communicating with versus anyone else, you know? And I get my downloads, uploads strictly from them.
Excellent. Blue, any thought? Anything you want to ask your brother before we move on? Powerful. Appreciate it.
Again, are there any induced states that you have to be in to have these communications, or you just focalize and tap in?
I take a breath. You know, this was practice from quite some time. I've been doing I've been channeling for since like 2016. Things kind of been amplified recently. So I've been given a lot of readings, and they're really quantum, bro. They're like I'm channeling all types of entities. I'm able to speak to past, future, uh, present self in ways in which I'm able to even see your meridians and tell you percentages of your areas that are strengthened and are weakened. But so say if your great 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 grandmother wants to come through and chop it up, I would have to just tell her to hold on and chill, because usually I like to connect first and let you know what's going on, but prior, before I do anything outside of that, so the messages are really profound. My readings are going really deep. It's exciting. And I always make sure to like connect to you first before I connect with them, because it's kind of like a code.
One more question I would have for you, and this delves into a question that we had prior. How do you equate that with self conversation? The conversations that one has with self, the program self, how does that differ from preparing to be a medium for conversations with spirit realm, when now you become their voice box, or their mouthpiece? How do you differentiate? You know what I'm saying? And are there different extremes when it comes to that?
So it's a indirect player audience channel, and so it depends on who I'm talking to. It's always the best when I'm talking to somebody who's already enlightened or who has a heightened energy, already operating on like a 5 frequency. You'll be coming on, and then I'll say, hey, kind of getting a channel message. Do you want to receive? There it is, and then I'm able to decipher and discern like who's coming through, because it'll be multiple entities sometimes, and who it's pertaining to at the moment, because some will just come just to be dropping through, just to be kind of remote reviewing. And if it's pertaining to who I'm speaking to, then who I would then also have chime in, and then say, well, your great grandmother said this, and this entity said this because of what we're talking about. So it just depends on who I'm talking to. But in order to get there, it just takes a breath for me sometimes too. If I'm by myself doing my own self aware talk, you know what I'm saying, and just speaking to myself, I just need to take a breath, or I just talk, or it's just natural. It's in the essence now. So if I just walk, it is what it is.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I appreciate you calling and just sharing this information with us. What is there anything before we go, brother? Because we got to go. And shout out to Ella. Ella's another channeler. She has been on the channel several times. Ella said you definitely have a channel in spirit, and I can sense that as well. I definitely can sense that as well within your aura, and how just your body language, how you move, even though you're not moving a lot now. You scream channeler. So that's what's up, brother. What I want to ask you is that we got the internet, YouTube, full of information about what we call spirituality or new age information or whatever. Is there something that you have gotten channeled that you're like, damn, I wish they knew this, because this ain't on YouTube, or people got this confused, or people got this misconstrued? Is there anything you want to tell us that just stands out from what you have gotten channeled before, my brother?
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, honestly. I'm just waiting for the world to catch up, or for those who like Aaron's the homie, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Lyons, she drops a lot of gems.
Yeah.
But I would say emphasis on more so of the 3 days of darkness. It's not an end, if you've ever heard of it. It's an invitation. It's the doorway to something greater than we can ever imagine. So, it's a sacred pause. It's a recalibration. It's just a divine moment of reset for all of humanity. And it's a planetary deep breath. You know what I'm saying? It's a cosmic moment of stillness before the dawn of a new era. And many haven't really talked about that, because it's going to create a paralysis. You know what I'm saying? Like, many won't be able to move, and they're going to go into some form of fear, of course. But if they only understood that place of stillness is a place of power, in order for them to truly transcend, truly transmute, to truly envelop in what is already happening for us. Because whatever is being prepared as this whole days of darkness across the planet is so like the veil of forgetfulness is dissolving. But it's like a cosmic fleet that's going to be led by Athena 2 and Ziggus. They're going to oversee that transition.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
I got told these names.
Who are they?
Athena 2, Ziggus. They're like Athena 2 was also known as like another mothership.
Mm-hmm.
It was like another mothership, and I didn't go too deep into it. I just the information I got, I wrote it down. But that was the cosmic fleet that also is part of other entities. There's so many entities that are also traveling right now that are heading here on top of 3i Atlas. You know what I'm saying? Like many are already here too, and that are living inside the earth that's also known as Agartha. So if you've heard of the earth referred to as Agartha, like there's so many beings that are alive and that are thriving right now within the earth that are researching. You know what I'm saying? And that water that we're talking about is what's going to come back to the surface, just like Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? Like things are going to be revealed, things are being expelled, and as the veil is dissolving, we become closer to it if you're already conscious and awake, that you actually be able to dive deeper into it just in your own conscious state, your own being right now. They call us the bridges. They call us, you know, they call us the bridge. They call us the what they call us the birth. What do they call it? What they call the doulas?
Well, birthing coach or
It's
the mediums or
yeah, we're birthing. We're the ones that are going to be birthing.
Right.
This new cosmic wave of energy for everyone to come into. So it's like that veil that I'm talking about, that veil of forgetfulness on earth. It's been so deep. It offers an experience of separation more intense than almost any other world. That's why it's making it a true masterclass for soul evolution right now. So we just have to remember the challenges are not here to break us, but to make us, and they serve as just tailor-made training sessions for the soul. So in overcoming them, this is how we reclaim the fragmented parts of ourselves, and we step closer to the mastery that we claim to attain. So we're literally reprogramming our neural and energetic pathways to operate from the wisdom and love. And this is the hallmarks of 5-dimensional consciousness. So in the higher realms, it's already done. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tell us never forget that who we are.
right.
Meeting for. And that's why they're saying, welcome to your graduation. Welcome to your own radiant arc. So that Agartha, that old era that has returned after 2 millennia is back. And it's living within us. And we resurrected at any point in time.
Deep. Appreciate it, my brother. Definitely appreciate it.
Cool, bro. I want to leave you with a beatbox, bro. You mentioned that beatbox space,
Also,
man.
listen. What's your name? Blacklight.
Yes, sir.
You hit me up on the email. Did you get my email earlier when I put it in the chat?
You know, I'll look back on it and I'll get it for sure.
I'm gonna write it right now. So if you want to go back to the video when this is done, you'll know it's toward the end of us talking. I just put it in the chat. I'm also putting it on the screen. Make sure you email me. I want to do a show with nothing but channelers, and I would love to have you on the channeler forum on the I'm gonna have about 5
panel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word, the panel. So I'm gonna have like 5 channelers, and the way you vibe, I definitely want to have you on there as a one of the male channelers.
Word.
So, yeah, that's fire. That's fire. But leave us with the beatboxing, brother. Let me hear what you got, brother. Let me hear what you got.
Wow. Okay, I ain't did this in a minute.
High vibrational shit. Let's go. Come on.
I'm gonna do some old school stuff, man.
Let's get it.
It's all good. Whatever. The Mario Brothers. I keep going, man. That was fire.
To the tunnel. You remember the joke when you go into the tunnel?
Yeah. Yeah, the Mario Brothers joint.
I'm like, I gotta go vehicle. That's the only one that came to mind at the moment.
That was fire though, brother.
Appreciate you,
That
brother.
was fire. Get Blue.
The vehicle again, beatboxing as a dimensional vehicle, like it envelopes. Your mouth is saying one thing,
Yeah.
the tone is saying another, the pitch in the ear is hearing something different.
Yeah.
And then as an artist, you could get in there and do your like we don't give ourselves enough credit, bro.
Yeah. Yo, Black Light, man, I appreciate you. I shared the email. Make sure you hit me up, man. You've earned yourself an interview on this channel.
Ooh,
So and that's something that's definitely wanted a lot in this realm. So
exactly.
Yeah. So leave your a couple of people asked for your contact info. Also, leave your contact info, my brother.
All right. I'm seldom on social media these days, but you can catch me on IG. That's the only thing I really got jumping right now. Blacklight with no C, so BLAKLIGHT 88 on IG. And yeah, I'm gonna just I say this every time. I'm gonna leave this some words right here because I wake up, I say source. I know you've awakened me for a reason. I declare today a day of miracles. I memorized it.
Take your time, brother.
Source, I know you've awakened me up for a reason today. I stand in your presence, aware of the boundless love that flows through me. I declare today a day of miracles. I am not bound by yesterday's struggles, nor am I bound by the fear, nor am I trapped in the fear of tomorrow. I stand in the fullness of your grace, knowing that everything I seek is already mine. I receive divine guidance, divine provision, divine peace. My heart is open, my spirit is ready, my path is clear. I am whole, I am free, I am victorious. Asheo, Asheo.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the call in, and I'm gonna chop it up with you soon, my brother.
Absolutely. Peace to God.
Peace. All right. Blue, what a show, Blue.
What a show.
What a show, Blue. This is
what a show.
This is different, y'all. This is not some entertainment shit. This is wild. I like this. What you said, Blue?
The people who missed the experiment, they would love for you to give them instructions, so they too can, get involved in real time.
So what we basically did last night is wherever you sleep at, this is something that's been talked about for over a decade, especially after Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, conducted the water experiment where he spoke to water and you seen certain geometrical shapes that was produced when the water was frozen, I believe. Mm-hmm. So people been talking about over a decade about how you can speak to your water right before you go to bed. You get a glass of water. You speak to it. First, you write down the intention on a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper, write down the intentions on a piece of paper. I was trying to look for a piece of paper, but I can't rip that. But yeah, write down the intentions on a piece of paper. You put it under the water. You pour the water, put it on top of the paper. And when you wake up in the morning, and think about it as you're going to sleep, because you got to remember, whatever you're thinking about as you go to sleep, you take with you to that realm, and your subconscious works on it all night long. Listen to Neville Goddard stuff. All night long, your subconscious is working on your next day. So by the time you wake up, your subconscious doesn't experience your next day. You're just catching up to what your subconscious already did. So this is why they say never go to sleep after you argue with somebody or you're angry. Try to shake that shit off. Or if you're arguing with your mate, don't sleep next to that. You try not to carry negative energy with you to the sleep realm. So we're gonna write down an intention that we have. Let's do specific. I want to do a specific intention that we have. Write down on a piece of paper. Put the water on top of it. Let it sit there all night. As soon as you wake up the next day, drink it. All right, and just live your day. You don't have to force it. Like I said, I felt like I was being pulled certain directions. It wasn't like I'm going to will it into existence. I wasn't trying to will anything to existence with my almighty willpower today. No, that didn't happen at all. It was like I was just being directed. I was like, I was just flowing. I was in the water. I was just chilling. And I'm in the water, and the waves is just taking me. It's just taking me places. Like I'm in the water. It was no willpower. It was no willpower. So yeah, do that. And I would love to know y'all what happened. Put it in the comment section of this video. Put it in the comment section of this video. And yeah, I'm gonna read through them today. I might post some of them in the community chat. But yeah, Blue, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
That's hella dope. You tapped into three different things with this experiment. We are waning out of the energy of Scorpio. Today's the last day, technically.
Mhm.
You was tapping into new moon energy. There was a new moon in Scorpio on the 19th/20th. So that deals
Right on
with
time, right?
that deals with invocations and setting intentions, right?
Right.
And then again, in the alchemical medium of water and fire, water is Mercury and sulfur is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? So we're in Mercury retrograde as well. So all three of those aspects are kind of like leading into the importance of this show in this moment and why this experiment is resonating and connecting so strongly with people that has all of this cosmic support behind it.
Indeed, indeed. What y'all we don't get, Blue.
Even when we think about, shout out to my brother, brother Oba, who comes from a African spiritual tradition system. He has a book called Of Water and Candle. So they speak about, in terms of spiritual mediums, that if you don't have access to other quote unquote tools that you need for your divinity work, the most simplest thing that you can utilize is a candle and a glass, like you said, a glass of water, and you set that aside and you pray over that water. You know what I'm saying? And then that candle is looked at as a medium for which you can see how spirit is, for the most part, handling that invocation, that prayer, whatever it is that you made. But I'm saying that to say that as old as these traditions are, they all fit within the medium that's considered to be alchemy, which is the oldest tradition of them all.
Man, yo, we really as AI rises, and like I said, man, they're gonna F themselves up with this AI, man. But as it rises, I don't even want to focus on, I don't want to put negativity toward Elon Musk or anybody. Whatever they do, they do. I'm doing me, and that's what's important. Like Blue said, if water's older than the sun, I'm older than the sun. And that's a little of a statement. And that's a statement that we all have to come to grips with about who we are in this realm, because we've been lied to so much, and not just lied to, but we've chosen to enter the realm of forgetfulness on purpose to rediscover ourselves. And we're in the process of remembrance. That's why that word was so powerful this year. So as they go into AI, and we're going to utilize it to get what we need to get, navigate through the matrix, we got to get back into the 5 elements. And my subconscious, my higher self keeps telling me I gotta cater programs and certain things. That's why we're getting into the radionics. I don't know if you watch any of the programs, Blue. Me and Red was doing during this course of our AI promotion, but we're gonna be getting into radionics technology next year, courtesy of the brother Sharif. So he's gonna head that. He's gonna be the head of that. You know what I'm saying? That's consciousness assisted technology.
Wherever Sharif's headed, I'm going.
Yeah, so it's 2026 is going to be a huge year for us. I think it's going to be a year that we do the most internal work that we have ever done in this community. And I think that I definitely, me and Blue did that Kundalini meditation a couple of years ago. We gonna go in deep this year, Blue, with this internal work. We gonna give them that work this year internally, man.
Yeah, it's again, and that's the beauty of it. Like you said, as people are pushing more towards tech, we are leaning deeper into looking at the body as tech. We're
Yes.
leaning deeper into ancestral intelligence.
Yes.
We're just leaning deeper into the things that are being devalued or gaining so much more value in the world. And I'm glad that we're the community that's at the forefront of embracing and collecting these things.
And I want to say this, and I want to say this aggressively. Blue mentioned some sister he talked to about the first words being what was it?
It was sound, it was vibration, not just
Not just
the
if
word.
y'all watched the show I did. I don't know if you've seen the show I did with Billy Carson about a week and a half ago. I told Billy, I said, Billy, I'm in the Hermetic text. If there's any way to describe me in this realm, I wouldn't say astrologer. Y'all know I'm not into astrology like that or this. I will say I'm a hermetic. I'm in the Hermetic schools. I'm a hermeticist above any other school of thought. I would say I'm into hermeticism the most. I told Billy, I think that it was either mistranslated or directly it's been a cover-up, a conspiracy, that when they tell us about the law of vibration, they purposely not try to include the word sound. Vibration is the scientific word that they use to describe sound, but they purposely try to leave that word out of it, because if it ever gets out that this shit is all about sound, we know who the rhythm nation of the planet is.
I heard you say that to him in the show when you had
the big
Mike Rashid on.
Mike, yeah, the big dude, yeah, Mike.
I heard you share that, and I was like, yeah, you on point. You get it. You know what I'm saying? You get it. Like once again, how can people who can't catch a beat be running circles around us? Like I'm demystified as to why, as the custodians of sound and frequency, you know what I'm saying, that anybody is beating us at our game. Which again speaks to the fact that we need to internally look for what are the discordant chords inside of our inner orchestra that need to be attuned and fixed. And that goes without saying that the tonal frequency or the frequency that every instrument is tuned to is A440.
Yeah.
And A440 is a frequency that's a very disruptive frequency at a subatomic level. And even Kanye will speak to about the 808 beats, about how it as a sub bass is tearing us up at a molecular level. When you look at A440 under a microscope, it appears to is jagged like a box. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to 432, which is circular and it circumambulates and it moves in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's moving that has corners and is jagged is going to make a noise. As we get back to the signal and the noise, it's going to make noise at the most subatonic frequency. It's tearing, it's grinding, you know what I'm saying? And it's not harmonic. It's not, the harmony is not there. The harmonic resonant and frequency, in terms of it being just pliable and things that just work together, you know, that's not what they have induced necessarily in whatever their atmospheric programming is by way of their instruments and you know their ELF, their extremely low frequency devices. So yeah, you know, when we speak about shifting the planet, when we speak about paradigm shifting, when we speak about moving this up into a different dimensional frequency, it's going to deal with us understanding these things, having these conversations, changing the frequency ourselves. Because you can tune yourself as a vessel, you can tune yourself as an instrument. We can take synchronized times on this planet and have quantum meditative humming sessions, 2 or 3 minutes. We can create pockets that we can exist in. You know what I'm saying? We can create bubbles and pockets that will offset the ELF, which is extremely low and it's extremely weak.
Yeah.
So us bringing our organs and our instruments together and creating and increasing the frequency, that will you know, out-tune anything that is inferior in its tonality. Somebody also just shared. They said it's seven solar bodies in retrograde, and 4 of them are in the grand water trine as we speak. So
What that mean? What that mean?
a grand water trine means that I think that means that there's like 3 different planets that are opposing each other at particular angles.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they're creating a if we look at these planets as spheres in the music of these spheres,
Mm-hmm.
then there's a particular chord that's coming off of those particular spheres that a trining chord more so would be a more challenging chord, so that would be a sharper chord.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, we're hitting on a note because as we're having this conversation on Earth, the cosmos is unified in a way in which it's amplifying it because these bodies of water are, they're active.
Man, wow. What a show. I love that explanation too. I definitely love that. I'm got all types of thoughts, but it'll lead us to a whole nother hour conversation. And we don't been on here 2 hours. So wow, my man, oh man, oh man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all the comments, everything. Blue Pill, leave the people your contact info, how they could get in touch with you, my brother.
Oh man, it's over already.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to keep you too long. You know what? No, matter of fact, I gotta go because we've been on here 2 hours. Yeah, man. I mean, like Blue Man, this type of shit right here, Blue Man. Listen,
I stayed up late for you tonight, man.
this could be.
I also want to speak to something real quick before we disengage with the people.
Yeah.
Last year, no, it was in 2023 in January. I started putting together a presentation called Quantum Quickening, and it was because AI was moving so fast, and then we were moving into quantum as well. So I'm doing research. And my thing has been etymology, right? So I'm like, I want to know the root meaning of every word that I'm coming across. So I'm listening to quantum in my head, but I'm also hearing aqua. So I'm like, damn, what's the root word of why did they go to qua? You know what I'm saying? That qua and quantum. And then in order for quantum to operate, it has to be at a chilled temperature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, they're speaking about water as a medium and its different mediums, ice to the degree where it's subatomic, damn near like it got to be freezing for this stuff to operate the way that it does. So I started looking up the etymology of the word qua, and qua is Latin. It says acting in the capacity of, acting as, or in the manner of. You know what I'm saying? So when I was just thinking about the nature of water and how it is everything for everyone at all times, like it don't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? It's doing for me what it's doing for somebody in China right now at the same time. You feel me? Like we're getting out of it what we're putting into it. You feel me? It's there for greatness. If God was water, how off would it be? You know what I mean? If you think about the way that, Bruce Lee was like, be like water. And even when we're doing these particular voice experiments, I'm sure that water will coalesce in whatever form based on whatever your language is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just got to be in English. So water is all intelligent, is omnipotent, is omnipresent. Water has no enemies. You know what I'm saying? Water knows no borders. You feel me? It don't discriminate. And even though it's associated with aspects of femininity, I think that it's not just solely feminine. I think because it can change different forms and do different things for different reasons. So, yeah, man, I walk away just feeling like water's everything. And if we're 90% of it, then we're everything that water is. And so much more to know about ourselves. We're humans being. What are we ultimately being? We can become whatever, ultimately that we learn about ourselves. the more that we unlock, the more capability and probabilities arise in our quantum nature. So I just want to leave you with that.
Nah, that's beautiful, my brother. One of the points that was made during the Snapp had mentioned the Blueprint for God Power series that me, Billy, and Dr. B did. And one of the things that we stressed during that workshop was that to be human beings, not human doings. Like in our culture, we always talk about to-do lists. And that's something that's big. What I do. What's on my to-do list today, Blue? I gotta figure out my to-do list. All right, did I do that? Check. But who are you being today? Like, what's the to-be list for today? Who are you going to be today? Not just who are you going to do today. So we talked about a to-be list. Who are you going to be vibrationally during the day? Not just what are you going to do? Because check this out, Blue. Even if you do something, who are you being while you're doing it? Like if you go to the gym, who are you being while you're at a gym? At the gym will dictate the results from the gym. So being always, it's like the cause and effect. And being is we got to get back to that, Blue. And we've gotten away from that. All of us, myself included, and we get caught up in the doing. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But the being is important, Blue.
Let's revisit that. To-be list.
To-be list, yes.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm. Who am I going to be today? And I think vibrationally, why that's important, Blue, is the technology, as we've been discussing for the last couple of years. The brain takes the sustained vibration that you have and it creates a holographic picture for you that you call reality. Now, when we think of the brain, we just think of something in our head, but as KT, your brother says, Blue, our eyes are an extension of our brain.
Yes.
So when we say the brain creates this hologram, it's our eyes that's being projected outward. So
yeah.
Your vibration, Blue, is very not learning shit in a book. I'm talking about, and that's important. I don't want to. I'm talking about sustaining a vibration. Who are you going to be today? You know, are you going to not are you going to think abundant, but are you going to be abundant? There's a difference. There's a big difference between thinking about abundance and being abundance, Blue. Shit is a big difference, Blue.
It's literally, it's a world of a difference, literally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a world of a difference. A thinker and a doer are two completely different people. Yeah, so let's get to that. To be list. Feel me?
Yeah.
That's key. And one last thing before we because you spoke about breathing earlier, and we was going to get back to the pranayama and this whole aspect. Even when it comes to water and inducing particular states of meditative practice to program your cells and everything, a lot of this comes from, again, like I said, the ancient world. Prior to the Abrahamic monotheistic religions, you could find this in India amongst the yogis, right, who had that inner dialogue with themselves, and they were able to bring themselves to a particular balance. And they spoke about breathing, and they spoke about mastering the masculine and the feminine channels within, so they can create that inner fire. And that inner fire is warming their body, but they always spoke about the importance of maintaining the seed. So I know that this is a no release November. I think that people should really look into the science of this stuff, because when you even look at the seminal fluid, it's an amazing conglomeration of fire and water. I'm saying that plasma and that fire, that kundalini energy to go into the seed to bring about life, life itself is a composite of fire and water. Last Thursday, we were speaking about the red and blue star Kachina, and more information has come out. So that blue is about purification. I mean, both of them are about purification, but it's a process that they both work amazingly together with, intertwined. You know, fire and water as alchemists working amazingly together. Y'all, we amazing. Let's just get back to, like you said, that ancient archaic intelligence that we all came programmed with. because literally we've already been through this. So you know how I know? Because the memories in my water.
Beautiful. Yo, to close it out, you know, the brother that I asked about beatboxing, he's actually, I see him in the back.
Okay.
Hey,
What's up, man?
Finally get my opportunity. All right.
You gonna close the show out or what, my brother? What's happening, my brother? What's happening?
First of all, before I say anything, thank you. Salute, Brother Rich. Salute, Brother Red, Brother Blue. Excuse me.
oh, good.
Excuse me. You know what I mean? Now we cousins. I swear, as soon as it was about y'all, I swear I still need to get y'all royalties about that.
Oh
But
man.
all that aside, thank y'all for letting me show out right quick. I did try that water ritual yesterday. All I wrote, because the last brother, I want to shout out Blacklight for sure. Shout out Heru. There's gonna be some brothers' names I'm gonna miss out. Shout out them too. Who was it? The one with Grind for Life, Grind for Mine. Excuse me. Shout out him.
Shout out.
Yeah, all the brothers, man. And Rich, thank you for this panel, like this channel. You know, this source of knowledge, the people that you intertwine with each other, this tribe you brought together. You know what I'm saying? Like red or blue. See what I'm saying? I'm skipping out, bro. I'm tripping out. But blue, all respect, brother. Like, thank you, brother. And honestly, I'm going to H-Town tomorrow. I wish I could see y'all there. You know what I mean? But I know Red's gonna be there, right? Blue,
Yes.
I think you're gonna be in New York, right?
Nah, I'll still be here in Atlanta.
Oh, you be in LA. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. On the note of what a lot of people in the chat have been saying, I'm gonna say this right now with this opportunity. Yes, we actually do have to plan a trip to Arizona as much as we talk about it. I don't know which part, but we have to do that. That has to happen. Like,
That's
you know,
happening.
I don't know when. That's not up to me, but you know what I mean. Try to line that. Mount Shasta as well. That's another heavy request.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a heavy request.
So yes, we need Mount Shasta as well. So yeah, all I wrote was on the paper, just let me be a better version of myself tomorrow.
Okay.
I didn't want to overload it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do too much. But with that, you know, I woke up today, I felt like I had more energy. You know, I was able to move around. I didn't jump back into that gym mode today. I did skip out, but I do need to realign. I'm going to H-Town tomorrow to see Top Cats and Red. And I am in hopes that I know that when I see a lot of the tribe that are going to pull up out there, it's going to help. You know what I mean? Because there's been a lot of blockage and a lot of, things that I've had to recently get through, and I'm still going through, but it's okay because I'm still alive. I still have breath in my lungs. You know, the Most High covers me and protects me every single day. I'm grateful. Like, you know what I mean? To be able to catch y'all's lives, I'm grateful. Like, to be able to link up with y'all and get this information and this knowledge from source. But, yeah, I feel like I have more energy today. I'm gonna be more intentional, more direct, more specific, but I don't know how much is too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to overload it. Right. But like, you know, I am going to put more onto the paper and put that under the water. I'm going to draw some things. I don't know what they're going to be. I'm just going to let it flow. But on the cup, I'm going to put some things down, you know, put intention, dedication, direction, purpose. I'm going to write some keywords down on the discipline, you know, and see what that does when I drink that tomorrow. Try to be more like, you know, direct and specific. Yeah, really into it. But yeah. So I'm gonna skip around like this because I like that Mario thing that bro did. That was really cool. But I'm not about to do that. I'm just about to do some shit. So let me drink this water.
Take your time, brother.
It's a little bit. I didn't mean to put myself in the limelight with Doug E. First of all, shout out brother Doug E.
Shout out.
Ain't never done like that. But
start somewhere.
I skip. I don't even know. I'm just letting that shit flow. But it's
Yes.
really just, it was always just playing around with the sounds. And Doug E. Massive, the best. Rest in Paradise and Rising Power, Biz Marquee. You know what I mean? Like, those were people that I really studied. And I don't all the way have it. I have different flows, but that's the pocket I'm able to get into right now.
You gotta respect it, man.
You was cutting off a little on my end.
Was I?
Yeah, you was cutting just a little bit. Was you able to hear clearly, Blue?
It wasn't clear?
It was cutting a little bit.
Was it? Ooh.
You was skipping. It was skipping over the water.
Okay. Let's try not to skip over the water. Okay. Is it clearer now?
You're clearer now.
When you talk, I hear you, but it's like as soon as you started that, I don't know how, but just that part.
He said he sounds a lot clearer now. So
yeah,
if you want to stay in one spot,
right here.
Yeah,
this the pocket.
Man, let it go. Yeah.
He's doing it again. No,
it's doing it every time.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Jeez. Okay. I love the interference that happens, just like they were trying to do with Brother Blacklight over there. Yeah, I love it. Nah, well, shit. I'm gonna do the beatbox. Just hold me to this. When we see each other in Arizona or at Mount Shasta, for sure. I'll do it in person and make it even better.
Got you, man. Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate your support, my brother, and you watch.
No, for sure. No, absolutely. I thank y'all. We all thank y'all. You know what I mean? Like, we love y'all. I love y'all tribe. I love all y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all are excellent. And this is Black excellence. And I love it because I love our people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, bro. Like, I love us. Gods and goddesses. That's why I say it every time. Peace, light, and love, and longevity to all the gods and goddesses.
Peace my brother.
Thank you, brother.
Indeed.
I'll see y'all. Yes, sir.
Peace.
Very high vibrational show, man. The energy that the callers are coming up with, it's high vibrational. It's dope. Super dope. Wow. Blue, man, you left your one last thing quick before you get out of here, Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're getting results from affirmations and writing down our intentions on a piece of paper and putting it under our water, what do you think the water that we consume on a daily basis that have 100 things written on it, it has shit all over it, and I don't want to say shit while I'm holding it, but it got things written all over it, and we're drinking it on an everyday basis.
Yes.
What do you is our water being programmed by what's on this, right? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're getting, we're intaking water full of advertisements.
Full of advertisements, yeah.
And I think that is the specifics of this lesson, is saying that if you are not programming your water, something else potentially may be. Or if you look at the water as a medium, as something like, shout out to Brother Yaki, because he started a conversation around water that we shouldn't ignore. And I think that it's his conversation that he started was spot on, minus what we're doing right now, to say, granted, look at what you're saying as water being a blank medium, a blank slate medium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put something on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Be intentional. I think that was the purpose of water all along. Mm-hmm. So non-intentional, non-purposeful water is going to leave us with water that may potentially be programmed or be a transmitting utility for a low frequency radiation that might be encapsulated in the water. You know what I'm saying? But we do have accessible technology that we can utilize in order to make the water our own or work for us. So the only way to work this thing is to work it, family, right? That you're not going to become passively great. You got to put some work in. But these are the ways in which this stuff works. These are the mediums that, you know what I mean? That these things work, and they have always worked. Just because we weren't taught them in, in the primacy of our life or what have you, now you're finding out about it. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? Let's activate. Let's put this good water to use. I'm also, and I meant to holler at you about this, but we'll definitely follow up. When you were speaking about the septic tank last week, I'm working with a company called BioBuddy, and it helps recycle all water. So it's almost like with these particular devices, we can create off-grid communities because we don't need to be relying on septic tanks. we can take this particular water and we can fertilize our food with it. We can do anything that we need to do. And there's so many different tools and mediums. And again, family, like no dream is too dream. No dream is too big to dream. So we need to give ourselves permission to dream these magnanimous dreams, right? Write down your intentions, program your day, and understand the same way that we're speaking about AI and its ability to pick up your latent thoughts in the ethers. Think about, quote unquote, water doing the same thing. Water has the ability to organize your unorganized thoughts that are floating in your etheric realms and fields that might show up in your dreams, might show up in premonitions, might show up on stuff that you wasn't even knowing that you were searching for on the internet, right? You also have that same ability to hyperfocalize it directly into a transferable medium called water, program that, and then internalize the programming once you put it inside your body and it's connecting and speaking to you. Your inner dialogue becomes your dialogue reinforced, that now becomes crystallized inner dialogue that you express in terms of outer activities.
It's a hell of a breakdown right there, Blue. Hell of a breakdown. What a way to close out the show, family.
Yeah. So with that saying, everybody need to write something down tonight.
Yeah.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got my parchment paper upstairs. I'm actually on the right field, on the right medium. Yeah, let's go all the way there.
And real quick, just like NuDiamonds had mentioned earlier, I've done I got a tape recorder. I remember I showed the family last year. I got a tape recorder, and I've done that. I haven't done it in a little while because I had the baby in I got to be attentive. Since I had the baby, I got to be super attentive, so I can't afford to go to sleep with headphones on sometime. But I've gotten results from that. But like I said, this was a little different. So I'm eager to do it again. And I think I did it years ago when I got results. And you come across an abundance of information, so you just be moving on so fast instead of mastering that one kick 1,000 times. We try to master 1,000 kicks. So we got to get back to that mastering one kick 1,000 times. Like, what if we become the gods of water instead of the gods of 1,500 different things? So I need to, reel myself back in and really discover what this is about. So I'm glad that, this came back up. I look forward to seeing Blues Blue. You got to leave a comment under the video tomorrow evening or tomorrow night. All of y'all watching, I want y'all to do the same thing. And
I'm going in.
Indeed.
So, at Blue Pillar 44, y'all, at Blue Pillar 44 on IG, X, Yapit, no, not Facebook, but the rest of that stuff. And I didn't get a chance to mention it last time on the program, but we did get our YouTube back. So Know the Ledge Media on YouTube. We got, all the good content and programming over there. Know the Ledger 444. I think Mama Pill put some content up today. She coming back outside with it too. So yeah, man.
Dope. Somebody said, what type of cup? With glass. With
glass.
Telling you to use glass, not plastic, please. No microplastics. No microplastics.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want that as part of your intention. You want clear crystal. If you got that crystal glass, that good china, you want to use that as a medium.
For real. Family, thank you for tuning in tonight. I really enjoyed the show. Blue, thank you, my brother. I look forward to everybody's response tomorrow, and look forward to connecting you with next week with the music, Blue.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace, my brother. All right. Family, I will see y'all. I think I'm gonna do another show tomorrow night, and I'll be back Monday or something like that. I'm not sure, but gotta end it right there. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Somebody said water is best held in copper vessels or blue glass in the sunlight. Yeah, if you got that, that's what's up. But the Hank Riserson used to write the affirmations on the blue glass, and he used to sell the glass bottle with the I am affirmation on it. Shout out to Hank Horizon, son. I got a vessel. I got a copper cup as well. But for the nighttime joint, I would definitely use the glass. But I mean, do you? I would love to hear your results. Do what you got to do. What feels right for you. I'm gonna be using. I got some good glass. Actually, I got a gift one year, and I got a glass from Tiffany's. So I got a glass from the store Tiffany, that jewelry store Tiffany's, a real good crystal glass. So I've been using that. And yeah, but thank you to everybody for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Somebody said, so you set the glass over top of the paper? Yes, over top of your words on the paper. So you got the words right here. You put the glass on top of your words so the water could absorb it. You know, water could absorb it. Water's powerful. Yeah, let me give you an example. I used to be a street vendor in New York City. New York City, you could street vend, you could have your merchandise. You don't have to have a store. You could get a table, get a license, and sell your stuff outside and interact with the people face to face. And in my 20s, I remember I started being a street vendor. I was like 23, about 23 years old. I got my license and I was doing street vending at 23. And I remember this dude used to come by. In New York, they sell water. Like a person just walk by with a cart and sell water, and I would get the water I would try to support him and get the water from him, and I would tell him, I was like, "Yo, your water tastes like cologne," and he'd be like, "Yo, what are you talking about? Water tastes like cologne?" I'm like, because he's holding the water in his hand. He's like, $1, $1, $1, $1, and then he's handing it to somebody, but the water is absorbing that. And if you are sensitive to energies and smells and taste, you could taste that. So I kept telling him, he's like, yo, nobody else tell me that. I'm like, nah, it tastes like cologne, like it tastes crazy. And eventually I had to stop buying water from him. And I know he think I was just being extra, but I really wasn't. But I tasted the water was tasting like motherfucking cologne or some crazy shit like that. So yeah, you got to be careful all the time about what you leave next to your water. You could be in the kitchen, it could be like a dishwashing liquid or whatever. Like, don't be very careful around what you leave around your water. That's very important about what you leave around your water, because it absorbs that. In fact, KT broke down when he did the cooking classes for my Patreon about how when you cut the onion and you start to cry, one of the ways to get rid of that is that you wet a towel and you put it next to the onion, because the water's going to absorb that. The water's going to absorb that so it don't hit your eyes. Like, so much shit going behind the scenes about water that we have no idea about. Like, water is a truly spectacular substance, and I get the feeling that we're going to learn things we never knew about water in the next 5 years. With that being said, thank you so much, family. Been on here a long time, but it was definitely worth it. Signing out. Peace and blessings. See everybody tomorrow. Peace.